Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're a trapped entrepreneur working absolutely ridiculous hours and feeling like you're just drowning in unresolved problems, well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're doing a really practical direct coaching masterclass on the BOS UP method for tackling business problems. We're going to look at how you can fundamentally change the way your team handles roadblocks. But first, here's a rather hard truth for a lot of leaders to swallow. Your business isn't actually failing because of the sheer volume of problems you have. No, you're drowning because those problems are hiding in the shadows. They're living in the wrong places, and because of that, they never, ever get decided on. So, let's talk about the true cost of issues. The old way is something most of us are painfully familiar with, isn't it? It's those hushed side conversations, the hallway grumbles. It's that quiet, quite frankly, toxic resentment that builds up in a team when a problem just never gets sorted out. We absolutely have to shift away from that. The BOS Up way demands that we bring every single issue out into the open, dragging them from the hallway into one highly visible place. And that brings us to having one list for absolutely everything. Now, what's really interesting here is how broad our definition of an issue actually is. You need to capture everything on this one running list. I mean, yes, it could be a blatantly broken process, but it could also be a bit of tension between two team members, a half-formed idea, a missed opportunity, or honestly, even just that vague feeling of, this just keeps bugging me. Simply writing it down kills that resentment cycle right on the spot, because suddenly your team trusts the issue isn't just going to be buried and forgotten. Next up is our core engine: identify, discuss, solve. We call this IDS, identified, discuss, solve. It's a rigid and absolutely incredibly powerful framework. It completely prevents those endless cyclical conversations that just go round and round and nowhere, and it forces actual resolution. So let's break down exactly how this engine works in practice, step by step. Step 1 is identify. And the absolutely crucial point here is that we completely refuse to tackle the symptom. The stated problem that someone initially brings to the table, it's almost always just a symptom of something much, much deeper. You've got to interrogate it. You have to dig down to find the actual root cause before you even think about trying to solve it. Let's look at a real-world example to make this concrete. Say someone chucks "marketing isn't delivering leads" onto the list. Now, if you try to solve that stated symptom, you're probably just going to end up yelling at the marketing team to work harder, or maybe you'll throw a load more money at ads. But during the identify stage, you ask questions, you dig a bit deeper, and you realize the actual root cause. The leadership team never actually agreed on what a qualified lead even is. You can't fix the marketing output until you fix those foundational definitions. So, once you've successfully identified that true root cause, you move to step 2, which is discuss. The rule here is strict, but I promise you it's liberating. Everyone with genuine insight speaks once, fully, and then stops. There's no repeating points just to feel heard. The goal is pure insight. The very second you have enough information as a team to make a decision, you stop talking. And that brings us beautifully to step 3, solve. This step demands an actual decision. In the BOS UP method, we absolutely ban fluffy phrases like "let's think about it" or "let's monitor the situation for a bit." No way. A real solve means an actual call is made, complete with a specific owner and a rock-solid deadline. Going right back to our marketing example, let's look at how this plays out in reality. The solve isn't some vague promise for marketing to do better. It's a concrete commitment. The decision? Establish lead criteria. The action and the owner? Sarah is going to draft the guidelines. By when? This Friday. Look how clean and simple that is. That is an issue definitively moving out of the shadows and being transformed into reality. Let's move on to why we must prioritize meaty issues over fluff. I want you to take a hard look at your own team right now and ask yourself, does your issues list clear in minutes? Because if you're breezing through your issues list quickly and everyone's smiling and patting themselves on the back, well, that's actually a massive warning sign. That is not a victory. It just means the real difficult issues are being hidden and you're just dealing with comfortable fluff. To fix this, you must aggressively make it safe for your team to raise the uncomfortable, really meaty issues, the things they're maybe slightly nervous to even bring up. As a leader, you need to quietly reward the person who actually has the courage to put the hard thing on the table. Because honestly, that's where the real growth happens. And when you finally have that authentic list of meaty issues, you've got to have the discipline to prioritize. When you look at your massive list, do not try to tackle everything.
You must ruthlessly prioritize only the top 1 to 3 issues that matter the absolute most to the business right this second.
Because trying to clear the entire list, it's a massive trap. Remember this, one single, fully solved problem is vastly superior to 5 that are merely talked about. We are always going for the quality of the resolution over the quantity of the discussion.
So let's just summarize the pure mechanics of this workflow. First, get the problem out of the hallway and onto the list. Capture it. Second, pick the most important one. Prioritize it. And finally, run that engine, the IDS loop of identify, discuss, solve, to resolve it.
I want you to make this mantra the absolute heartbeat of your leadership team. We solve issues, we don't just discuss them. It's so simple to say, isn't it? But it requires fierce, relentless discipline to actually do it week in and week out. If you adopt this mindset shift today, it just becomes how you deal with problems as a matter of course, and you will completely transform your business. You'll stop walking out of meetings with just a longer list of things to talk about next week, and you'll start walking out with concrete decisions. So my final question to you is this. What is the biggest, meatiest issue hiding in your hallways right now, and when are you going to put it on the list?